Just say to all, yeah. Please, baby, don't worry, baby, don't worry, baby, don't worry, please, baby, don't worry, baby, don't worry, baby, don't, please, baby, don't worry, baby, don't worry, baby, don't worry, please, baby, don't worry, baby, don't worry, baby, don't, please, baby, don't worry. Please, baby, don't worry, baby, don't worry, baby, don't, please, baby, don't worry, baby, don't worry, baby, don't, please, baby, don't worry, baby, don't worry, baby, don't, please, baby, don't worry, baby, don't, baby, don't, baby, don't worry, baby, don't, baby, please, baby, don't worry, baby, don't worry, baby, don't, please, baby, don't worry.
Chat. How we feeling? Let's go.
Baby, don't worry. Baby, don't worry. Baby, don't worry.
Round of applause for yourself, chat.
Don't worry. Baby, don't worry.
Round of applause for yourself, chat. Round of applause. We are live full of that once again. We are live full of that once again.
Don't worry. Baby, don't worry.
Come on, that chat. We are live full of it once again. Shout out to everybody who's watching. Shout out to everybody who's watching. But listen though, let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's get to the, you know what I'm saying, to the truth of the matter. Let's get to the truth of the matter. SE Live, count your days. SE Live, count your days. SE Live, count your days. SE Live is how you multi-stream. SE Live has been playing, you know what I'm saying, too much in my face, and I don't appreciate it. SE Live has been playing too much in my face, and I don't appreciate it, chat. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, y'all know I multi-stream. I stream to the TikTok, to the YouTube, to the Twitch. You know what I'm saying? I do me. You feel me? But listen, SE Live got it to where I don't know what type of bug they need to squash, bug they need to fix, but fix it. Because I got an issue. Me. I said me. SE Live, count your days. SE Live, count your days. SE Live, count your days. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all sign me out. All right, so boom. This the back end of the live stream shit that nobody tell y'all. This the back end of it. Before you go live on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do it through like a streaming software like OBS, like a Streamlabs, you really have to apply. So it's like you gotta go, like you have to put like something in to where like proof that this is your account a few days before you can actually go live. That's on YouTube. Same thing goes for TikTok. You know what I'm saying? You got to prove that like, okay, boom, this is my account. This is who I am. This is why I want to go live, which is different than going live on the phone. It's different than going live on the phone. It's different than going live on the phone via YouTube as well. I'm using OBS. You know what I'm saying? I'm using OBS. So it's like all the access that I need, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm multi-streaming. I need everything to be in order. I need everything to be working. And god damn it don't be working with me. Because sometimes, see, y'all know, like, I can easily go live on Twitch, you know what I'm saying? Because he got like my stream key. And hey, listen, now I'm getting like inside of baseball because y'all just want the entertainment. Y'all don't care about, you know what I'm saying, the stream key and multi-streaming and being here, being there, being everywhere. Y'all don't care. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't care, but listen. This is my chat. This is my community, and I'm just here to voice my frustration. SE Live, count your days. SE Live, count your fucking days. You feel me? Because it's other things that you can do to multi-stream, but like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do me. I'm just trying to do me, and the whole time they trying to stop me from doing me. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that a son of a you? Shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that a son of a shut your mouth? But listen though, chat. In other news, we still go, you know what I'm saying, prevail and do what we need to do. We still go prevail and do what we need to do, chat. Hold on, I'm gonna cut this on right fast. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hold on, chat. Hold on. SC Live and pissed me off so bad I done worked up a sweat. Fuck 'em. Oh, that's the heat. Hold on. Alright, chat, I'm back. Hey, listen though. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some other things that I wanted to let y'all know as well. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know where y'all from. Like, chat, I don't know where y'all from. But I'ma tell you, you know what I'm saying? I'ma tell you the spot, like the go-to spot. I'ma tell you the go-to spot on a late night, and you gotta be in the hood. Hey, listen, I'ma tell you the go-to spot, and you gotta be from the hood to know what I'm talking about when I pull this up right here, chat. Huh? You gotta be from the hood when I show you what this is right here, chat. How many of y'all, why they jump? I need to zoom in. I need y'all to see where I'm at with it. Huh? I need y'all to see where I'm at with it, chat. Hold on, chat. You hear me? Cause listen, if y'all ain't familiar with Dixie Queen, come on, man. Hey, listen, like I said, I don't know where y'all from. But listen though, Dixie Queen the spot, chat. Dixie Queen the spot, chat. Huh? Dixie Queen the spot, chat. I ain't gonna lie, Dixie Queen. Hey, Dixie Queen is a staple. It's a staple where I'm from. Might you hear me? It's a staple where I'm from, chat. It's a staple. Late night Dixie Queen is better than Cookout. It's better than anything open. It's really better than Waffle House. Dare I say it? Yeah. It's better than Waffle House. Dixie Queen, one of them spots. I'm telling you. And listen, I don't care if you judge me. I'm gonna tell y'all the God honest truth. Dixie Queen, it ain't like Chick-fil-A, Chipotle. Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, they clean inside. Dixie Queen gotta be dirty inside. I need my Dixie. If I want the premier Dixie Queen experience, I need to know it's a few roaches or few ants, you know what I'm saying, back there in the back where they're cooking it. You know what I'm going? Hey, listen, I know it's disgusting. You probably like, what? What you talking about, bro? You nasty. Roaches, ants. It was one time with the Dixie Queen, you know what I'm saying, I told mama, hey, mom finna go to Dixie Queen. She said, give me a burger, give me, you know what I'm saying, a little combo. You know what I'm saying? I got the combo before I come back to the house. She got an ant in her burger. I said, let me have it. Hey, listen, Dixie Queen just one of those spots, you know what I'm saying, that it gotta be dirty. It gotta be, hey, listen, I don't want no clean Dixie Queen. I don't want no Dixie Queen where it's clean and, like, you feel me? And that's why I said, you gotta be from the hood, like, or the South to, like, know, like, Dixie Queen where it's at. I'm telling you, Dixie Queen the way to go. This Queen the way to go on the late night, you know what I'm saying? You been drinking, you know what I'm saying? You coming from the club, you come from the hookah lounge, you know what I'm saying? You out in the city, you know what I'm saying? This Queen 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Cause this gonna get you back home, you feel me? And this Queen gonna get you back to the crib. This Queen, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna make sure you're good, you know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie though, they wings trash. American Deli got them beat on the wings, but they burgers. I'm talking about 5 times, 10 times, 15 times better than American Deli, dare I say it. Like American Deli, when it comes to the burgers, like I'm straight. Like American Deli got good wings, good fries, you know what I'm saying? But this Queen got good burgers. They got chili cheese fries. They do the whole shebang. They do the whole shebang. And if you want a milkshake, it's called a humdinger. I ain't never had. Hey, listen, that's one thing I ain't gonna never get. I ain't gonna never get a humdinger. Like, what the hell is that? I never get one of them. I never do that to my intestines. Are you crazy? Nah. Also, they fries good as hell too. This Queen got good fries. But like I said though, chat, you know what I'm saying? When you want something clean, sedity, you go to Zaxby's, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? You go places like that. But like you where I'm from, this Queen is where you go. Like, you feel me? This Queen where you go, man. You go, man, you can get wings, you can get burgers, you can get a humdinger, which is like a milkshake, you can get a quesadilla, chicken fries, you know what I'm saying, okra, smoked sausage. They got smoked sausage, coleslaw, mustard. Man, listen. This is Queen so slept on, but I'm gonna have to wake y'all up. God damn it. This Queen one of the ones, chat. This Queen one of the ones, and I don't know if y'all seen that boy Bam out of Bayou. You know what I'm saying? 83 points by Bam. 83 points, Bam. Bam out of Bayou. Like, he scored 83, chat. That boy Bam scored 83, chat. Like, you hear me? So, Bam scored 83. Okay. That ain't bad. Let me exit this joint now right here. So, that boy Bam. So, Bam scored 83, chat. Bam scored 83, and everybody like, what? Everybody got they 2 cents. But this is why Bam scored 83. Do you see these shoes right here, the Jordan 40s? Do you see the Jordan 40 shoes? This is why Bam scored 83, chat. It's because the shoes. Come on now. Can I get a round of applause to that? It's because the shoes. Do you see how fly the Jordan 40s, you know what I'm saying, 4028 is? Huh? We all see this? Oh my God. Hey, listen. Because it really started with the Jordan. Let's go Jordan 28. Let's go Jordan 20. Oh my gosh. Listen, the Jordan 28 take me back to a simpler time. The Jordan 28 take me back to a simpler time. You know what I'm saying? This was back when I was still hooping. Like, you feel me? But when I seen Russell Westbrook and these jumps right here, he had mine and these jumps right here flying through I'm talking about Russell Westbrook coming through that jump like this every time. Hey, listen, it was a sight to be holding. I got to give it to you. Russell Westbrook, you know what I'm saying? What he was doing at OKC, as you see this, the OKC colorway. Like, bro, this shoe was special. This was a special shoe. It was ahead of its time. This was back when Kick Jeans was doing their thing. They had the unlock zoom, all type of jazz. You feel me? Like, this what it looked like on court. So what they've been doing with the Jordan. So what they've been doing with the Jordan 40. Let's go Jordan. Then 40. 28. What they've been doing with the Jordan is like, oh my gosh, these jumps right here, crazy. Like, so this is just a special shoe. And they got all type of colorway. This is another good colorway right here. Like, you know, come on now. Looking like mahogany. Come on, man. And then they got like an all copper pair. But a lot of these people saying like, oh, why did Bam score 83? It was because the shoes. You know what I'm saying? This is the greatest marketing that Jordan Brand could do. How do I tell you? This is the greatest marketing that Jordan Brand could do. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, that was like, it was all about Mike. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like Mike. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like Mike. You know what I'm saying? Is it the shoes? It is the shoes. And you can see it still to this day. He put these bad boys on right here looking like Michael Jackson on the court, huh? He was just that dominant. 83 points. Oh, my gosh. 83 points. Are you... Wrong sound effect. My bad. 83 points. Are you crazy? And these bad boys right here, these the most craziest shoes. These shoes right here special. And then, not even to mention, you know what I'm saying? People forget. People forget, bro. Bam is with, you know what I'm saying? Bam is with. People forget. The boy Bam, first of all, he a multiple-time All-Star. So people playing like he not cold. They might in the NBA for one. A lot of people who complain about him, not even in the NBA. Let's talk about the facts. You feel me? But listen, Bam also, you know what I'm saying? He has a lovely relationship, black love. I love black love. Huh? He was in a relationship with Angel Wilson. Angel Wilson is she is probably the face of the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? Because she done won every trophy. She done won multiple championships. And she got her own Nike shoe. You know what I'm saying? But that's what black love do. You know what I'm saying? That's what black love do. Black love. Hey, listen, black love, when it's proper black love, it's going to elevate you. Everybody elevated. She doing her thing. He doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, man, love wins, huh? Love wins. Like, you feel me? Chat, come on now. Chat. But I never forget too, cause it was just one time. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was thinking about this earlier today. It was just one time, chat. Bro, I want to say I was probably maybe like middle school. I probably like middle school, chat. Boom. So I don't know how, but like when I was younger, like I used to know how to like fix phones or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And like this before like the iPhone was as popular as it is now. Cause like if you remember, the iPhone really didn't get popular until they had like the iPhone C with like the light blue colors and stuff like that. Like they had the yellow joint, they had the pink joint that was really supposed to be red. They had the sky blue joint. But anyway, I digress. I had like 2 Android phones, chat. But my grandma, you know, so mind y'all, I told y'all how my grandma taught me how to swim. She threw me in the deep end. She threw me in the deep end and she was like, swim, nigga. And from that day, I knew how to swim. But I remember I had like 2 phones on me. It was one time we were going to the pool, you know what I'm saying? I had 2 phones. I had a phone in my right pocket. I had a phone in my left pocket. I was loaded. I felt like him, and they both worked. I think only one of them was on, you know what I'm saying? But they both worked. Damn, that might have been 6th grade, because I think it was my first ever phone. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, chat. My first ever phone was a mini phone. 6th grade. And then I tried to show my 6th grade teacher, like, hey, I got a new phone. She snatched it out of my hand. No cap. She snatched it out of my hand, put it in her desk, and I ain't get it back to the end of the day. That's what you get for doing too much, huh? Come on now. But listen though, I had 2 phones. I had one in my right pocket, one in my left pocket. I felt loaded. Boom. We going to the pool, you know what I'm saying? But it was like a gate around the pool. Cause it was like in the middle of like the little community center, you know what I'm saying, of like the apartment housing. I kid you not. Therefore, open the gate. I forget I got the phones out. I jump in the pool. Midway, me and I remember I got 2 phones in my pocket, huh? Shit done got serious. Shit done got real. Cause I already know it's only one way up and one way down. Oh my gosh. I jump in the pool, both the phones in my pocket. I'm in a pool like this. I'm trying to get out as quick as I can. I kid you not, I'm trying to get out as quick as I can. It was over, chat. It was over. Both of those phones was gone. Chat. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was over, chat. Then, like, even back then, like, you heard, like, put it in rice. Didn't work. None of that rice trickery worked. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think that rice trickery worked today, because they had to implement it to where phones are not waterproof. Do y'all remember, you know what I'm saying, whenever you went to like a water park, Magic Springs, this, that, and the third, they had this stupid little phone pouch. You put your phone in this little phone pouch, you know what I'm saying? But now these days, the phone's so advanced, that junk can go, you know what I'm saying? Bro, that junk can be at the bottom of the pool for 10, 15 minutes. That junk good. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you know the rice method didn't work, because they had to bring the technology up to where like water don't even affect these phones no more, chat. Real talk, real spiel, chat. Real talk, real spiel. Like, you know, the another thing too, you know what I'm saying, because y'all know I kind of been off live for like a few days. Dang, bro, I wish I was live on TikTok right now. Like, so now I gotta wait like another 3 to 5 business days. So like theoretically like another week. I gotta wait another week. But in other news, I watched the Lakers and the Timberwolves play last night. So I go watch the Lakers and the Timberwolves play. Let's see. So chat, I watched the Lakers and the Timberwolves play or whatever. Whole time, the game I'm watching is in Spanish. So it's like, yo, I gotta start watching more games in Spanish, chat. It was a different feel, because a lot of the times when I'm watching like NBA games, you know what I'm saying, start to finish, the commercials included, you know what I'm saying, a lot of what the commentator's saying, it's like background noise. Like I'm really more paying attention to the game. But for some reason, I'm paying more attention to what the commentators are saying, even though I can't understand all the Spanish. You know what I'm saying? They was like, bruh, they was like Luka Doncic. They was like Luka Doncic, LeBron James. They like LeBron James, Luka Doncic for 3. Oh my God. Hey, I gotta start watching more games in Espanol, chat. Huh? I was asleep. You talk about, man, listen, you talk about an experience. I can learn Spanish. I can enjoy the game of basketball at the same damn time. Huh? At the same time, if I say Luka Doncic, Luka Doncic, LeBron James. Come on, and LeBron wasn't even playing. That's aura. Is that aura or not? He wasn't even playing. Come on, now. But just the score from the game. So that boy Luka did what he did. Ant did play this game. You know what I'm saying? But I think the third quarter is where it got away. As you see, the third quarter was 23 points. You know what I'm saying? From the Timberwolves and almost 40 from the Lakers. It was over with at that time. And things like that. But that's what I'm gonna start doing, chat. I'm open to that. I'm open to watching, you know what I'm saying, the NBA in different language because it's like a different appreciation for the game, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm learning more, you know what I'm saying, more Espanol, like, you feel me? Yo, that's a vibe to me. That's a vibe to me, chat. That's a vibe to me. But we do got some reactions, though. Like, we do got some reactions. Of course, I'm going to get some reactions going with y'all. I would play mini motorways. Chat. And I still might play it. It just might be the last thing that I do. I do got some reactions. Now, listen, it's either I play mini motorways or I cut one of the longer reactions. Because sometimes during, like, the long reactions and, like, when we're reacting back to back to back, it's like, I already streamed late. You know what I'm saying? Actually, this stream was a little bit earlier, which is a W on that end. You know what I'm saying? That end of the things. You know what I'm saying? It's a W on that end of things. But let's see what we got going on the reaction side of things, though, chat. Let's see. I can go ahead and exit out that. Boom. Let's go ahead. Cause we might start with. Oh, yeah. We're going to start with this John right here, chat. Get my headphones going. Say, get my headphones going. Can y'all hear me in the headphones? Come on now. Chat. A day making the world's #1 pizza in New York City.
Was voted #1.
Hold on. Let me get my camera right, please, and thank you. Can I get my camera right, please, and thank you. Turn the captions off. All right, chat. So this is my reaction. Everybody in chat say, hi, YouTube. A day making the #1 pizza in New York City. Let's go ahead and get into it.
In the world twice, #1 in America twice.
Really?
Our style of pizza is rooted in Neapolitan, but it's our own thing. I've made every single piece of dough since 1996. We've sold out every day since we've opened this location. Regardless of the accolades, every day I try to be better at what we're doing. You have all these elements that you're dealing with every day that are constantly changing and in flux. The ethos of what drives the place is the idea of, like, truly never compromising.
Oh man, that look good, Chad. That look good. That's a premium pie.
Hi, I'm Anthony Mangieri, owner and pizza maker of Una Pizza Napolitana. We're here in the Lower East Side, New York City. Come on in, I gotta start making dough. We got service tonight. So this is our dining room. We've been open at this location for 6 years. The reason we're open 3 days a week is because I'm 53 years old and this is extremely physical and I'm here for like 15 hours.
Okay, now it's starting to make sense. I gotta give you your respect, brother. I gotta give you your respect. Now, chat, if you didn't catch what he said that he makes every piece of dough that goes out, you know what I'm saying, that goes out the door. He makes every piece of dough. He's 53 years old. Hey, now it's all starting to make sense.
A day or more. So we come in every day around 8 or 9 in the morning. Every single thing we serve is prepped every day. So we got a lot to do today. And if we don't get all this done, then we can't open at 5. How's the dish machine going? Okay, yeah, tell them it's like a super emergency. It needs to be fixed before we open tonight. The dish machine broke. That's normal restaurant. That's the stuff that you don't see on chef's table.
Yo, chat. A story for another day, but I used to work the hell out of a dish machine at one restaurant.
Everything we do happens right back here. Here we have Henry and Desi. They're banging it out back here with prep. And then this is the dough room, and this is where I'm gonna be making dough for the next couple hours. I think of this as fine dining, but at the same time, it's also pizza, so I don't want to wear like a chef coat and look like I'm trying to be something else.
When your teen joins TikTok, they're protected with over 50
Don't show me no ad about TikTok.
preset safety and privacy settings.
Because I'm supposed to be
Because
live
when
on
safety
TikTok
comes
right
first, discovery can follow. Hey, even dads need dad advice sometimes.
now. Y'all watch like a few of his videos.
Motherhood is hard, and feeling blue is one thing.
So 9 a.m. he's preparing the dough.
So this is what I do every day for the last 30 years. I make dough. This is, to me, the most important part of the business. It's what I go to bed thinking about, and I'm always trying to find a way to make it better. It's no joke. It starts here. I change the recipe every day. I don't use the exact same mixtures of flour every day, and I'm always micro-adjusting. Making dough is like such a living thing. Every environment's different. It's just every little thing changes what you're gonna end up with.
Really?
Every day I use anywhere between 4 to like 8 different kinds of Italian flour.
I'm not gonna lie. See, I thought like making like dough was like baking, and in a way it is, but I thought like you have to be exact. But it sounds like to me that he's not so exact. But hey, if it works, it works.
Because they all do different things. I've experimented with every kind of flour I could find over the last 30 years, and I'm still experimenting. I didn't want to always be a pizza maker. I wanted to be a professional skateboarder and BMX racer. And I spent the majority of my youth living with my grandmother, and then throughout my teens and into my early 20s, I was really playing a lot of music and trying to figure out if there was a way for me to be a jazz musician. Then I realized at one point that I kind of sucked, and I started leaning into making bread and pizza instead. I grew up in New Jersey, the Italy of America. I don't think of what we do as New Jersey pizza or New York pizza. It's our pizza, and it keeps alive.
Yo, chat. There's a beautiful thing about pizza. I ain't gonna lie to you, chat. Pizza could bring nations together. You understand me? A good pizza could make the entire, like, I don't care how bad of a day that you having. You get home, you get you a good pizza, you know what I'm saying? Get you a Coke, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, and you just chill. You hop on a game if you like to, you know what I'm saying, play the game. You know what I'm saying? You watch your favorite TV show. You know what I'm saying? Pizza brings comfort. And in a world that we're in today, you know what I'm saying, to where you can sometimes just decompress, I think, you know what I'm saying, pizza is just one of those foods that you can enjoy with friends, you can enjoy by yourself, and you just feel good eating it. I don't know what it is, but W pizza, man.
I'm not like trying to adhere to any strict idea or anything else. There's no rules for me. I'm weighing out the water for making dough, and we're using world famous New York City tap water. The water is only gonna really be a catalyst in your dough making if you're making a naturally leavened dough product. With what we're doing, it's pretty critical because there's like water, flour, salt. That's the only thing in our dough. There's no commercial yeast, there's no other ingredients, there's no sugar, no malt, nothing. So the water's a big component of the flavor. And this is my fancy machine telling me what temperature the water is. We're gonna add our starter. This is what makes the dough raise. So this is, in Italian, it's the madre. It's sourdough, naturally leavened. It's the way leavened products were made for thousands of years before commercial yeast. It's just flour and water that we keep refreshing every day. You're letting a lot of the parts of the wheat that are hard to digest burn out in the fermentation. So by the time you cook it and eat it, it's much easier to digest.
Really?
In the mixer is all the flour that I measured, and then I'm gonna put some water in here. I don't weigh like how much I put in. If the starter is looking really strong and healthy, I'm gonna use a little less. Same.
He don't, yo, another thing too, like, he probably don't even need the exact measurements that I was talking about earlier, because if he's been doing this for 30 years, he doing something right in this process. I gotta give it to him, man.
But depending on the temperature, if it's cold out, I'll use a little more. It also depends on the time of the day that I'm making the dough. That's the precision. It's more just like kind of adjusting from what I'm seeing. This is Sicilian sea salt. This is made in a very old-fashioned, ancient way, though, where they take it from the sea and they make the big piles in Trapani, and they let it sit in the sun, and that's how the salt comes out of the water. It's beautiful. I like to let the dough start to come together and develop some of the gluten before I add the salt, because the salt it inhibits the growth of the dough, so I want to add it towards the end of the mixing cycle. I'm adding the salt now. and now some water. And you can see when I add the water, it kind of breaks the dough back down, and it's making it kind of come all apart again. And I'm gonna mix it to bring it back together. Originally, this was, I believe, like kind of a French bread baking technique in a way to be able to get a lot more water into the dough. So the idea for me is like, I want to try to produce a really highly hydrated dough. A lot of water in the dough is kind of like where a lot of those bubbles will come from, and that structure that's super interesting. It also becomes a lot more difficult to handle. There's like a fine line. If you can push it right to the line, that's where the pizza can be really amazing. Okay. It is physical. This is an extremely physical job. It's like being, it's total manual labor. I'm gonna do the whole thing all over again. So I make 2 batches for tonight. The reason I do that is because I'm one person balling and weighing, and I don't want the dough to be sitting once I mix it and have it start developing gluten and everything before I can ball it. Now I'm gonna weigh out all the dough, and I have to work pretty fast now too, because I don't want the pizza to sit too long at this state. You wanna hurry up and get it balled and in the tray. It starts to get where the gluten's.
Yeah, it seemed like to me that like he the only one that wants to do this. He feels that he's the only one. This is sacred to him. Like, you feel what I'm saying? He don't want nobody else to mess with his dough. I respect that, my brother, because nobody better mess with my money either.
It starts really getting activated. It starts almost doing its first proofing, and I don't want it to really proof before I ball it. What I do is a quick fold to kind of just get them organized. The shaping and the way that I handle them comes out better if you do this little quick fold. It's also a really old-fashioned technique for when a baker works alone. And it's giving it a little bit of a push towards the next raise, and then I'm gonna go back and ball them all, and then they'll go in the trays. You know, my technique for balling these doughs is always changing, and then I kind of like just do this, and I develop the shape, and then I set it back down.
Yo, he kind of like an older Matt Armstrong. I can't lie. I can't lie.
And I just finish it for a second like that. So it's very loose. The shape on it is very loose. Today, I think we're gonna have like 135 pizzas. It depends on how much water I use and which flour I'm using and where I mix, because some days I make it weigh a little less and I end up with more dough. Some days I make it weigh a little more and I end up with less dough. So I'm done balling dough. I'm gonna go light up the oven. We gotta get it ready. It's about noon and we gotta be ready to go by 5 p.m. tonight. So let's do it.
You faced relapsing MS with courage. But as years went by and your health...
So we have a handmade oven from Italy. It's the same family who's been making this oven for me for almost 30 years. I'm getting the oven ready for lighting. I'm gonna put the coals from last night into the center. I use a mixture of woods, and I'm always kind of experimenting and seeing which one we like best. Right now I'm using birch and oak.
What's that place in, I forget the place in Memphis. They make really good pizza. It's not like a place like Little Caesar's Domino's. It's not like that. It's is it Pyros? No. Pyros. I think Marco's kind of used something similar to this, but it's more like a conveyor belt. Like, you know what I'm saying? But is it Pyros? But it's some good pizza spot where they use an oven like this.
Bow with a flame kind of circulates around the oven, so the fire, the flame, and the smoke never go below about 5 inches. So there's a chamber of space where there's no smoke that ever touches the dough. So it doesn't really affect the flavor. It's more just for the burn quality. It's not like you're smoking the pizza. I've always used a wood-fired oven, really because from the beginning when I was a kid, I was super into history, and I wanted to try to just recreate as close as I could to the way pizza and bread was made like 2,000 years ago. So it also adds like 50% of the difficulty every night when you're working. But when it works right, it's magical. I'm peeling some bark off of the wood to just help light it. It's basically like I'm on a camping trip every day. This is gonna light pretty easily because the bricks in here are still hot from last night. And we start the oven like 3 or 4 hours before we open. One of the things that's like actually a really old baker's technique is that if you guys look inside the oven, the entire dome, all the bricks were white from burning it last night. Then as soon as you start it, all the bricks turn black. Everything is covered in soot. A basic old school way of knowing like, oh, the oven's hot enough to cook in is when all the stones burn off all the soot again and you can see the stone again. So that's gonna be our basic way of knowing. So right now we're just gonna keep feeding it with wood.
Using that
and we're
old
gonna do it in
school
the gentle
tactic.
way. So we're gonna go slow and let the heat actually penetrate the stones, especially the floor, because once we open, all this wood is gonna live in the left corner for the entire night. So
Really?
whatever we can do right now to get the floor hot is gonna have to sustain the floor for the entire evening when we make like 130 pizzas or 150 pizzas. And here's our mozzarella. We get it from the same family since the beginning of the business, basically. And buffalo mozzarella is a pretty wet cheese. If you're gonna cook with it, you have to drain it. So we cut ours in half. We let it drain for 3 or 4 hours before we cut it into the size of
mozzarella.
This has been draining for just a few hours, and look at all this liquid that's underneath it. Imagine this releasing on the pizza when we're cooking them. You're gonna end up with like a soggy pizza just covered in water. It's a little bit of a process, but the cheese is incredible, so it's worth the effort.
Yeah.
So the oven's starting to get going now. Once it does, I can't put my arm.
Jack, what's your favorite cheese? I think my favorite cheese, honestly, it's like Culver Jack. It used to be pepper jack, but then like the spicy cheese, it's like I get played out. But Culver Jack is like, it's just one of those cheeses to me. It's just like, it's like fire. Like it's just got good taste, good all around taste. Mozzarella is cool, but like it's specifically used for like stuff like pizza because I've been eating it on pizza like forever. What's that cheese? Parmesan cheese is good on pizzas too. But like I never tried a pizza with Culver Jack cheese. I might try that one day. I can't lie.
I'm in the oven, so I'm gonna use this tool. This is a pizza peel. There's a metal one like this that we use for actually moving the pizzas around in the oven and taking them out. I could just grab it, do it, drop it back, get back to what I was doing. So I came up with all these things that were just to make it function for a one-man operation. And I saw this in the store, and what it is, you know, it's funny. It's a Christmas wreath hanger, and the same with like this whole cutout too. Originally, people would just have 2 people, so you'd stand like this, and somebody would slide it on. But since I was alone, I was like, I need to have this thing supported and have it be flush. So I started always cutting out the counter and making sure that thickness was the thickness of this peel, so I could just slide the dough right on, turn around, grab it, go in the oven, set it back, grab this, and move it around and set it on the...
It's the ergonomics right there. You gotta make it work for you. You know what I'm saying? I like stuff like this. Like I do this in my day-to-day life.
Plate. That's how it all came together like this.
Make it work.
So
Gotta make it work.
That's the story of this little setup in here. The oven's going. We got to get in the kitchen, and we're gonna make our sorbetto and our ice cream that we make every day for service. We got to keep it moving.
Ice cream.
So now we're gonna spin our sorbetto. Every day we juice a fruit. Don't get any of my measurements on camera. I don't want anyone trying to make this. Tonight, what we're gonna serve our guests is Asian pear that are locally grown. My grandfather was a ice cream maker, and that's what he did for a living. So I'm kind of like always been obsessed with ice cream, and I feel like it's a little bit of a nod to him, but like I take a lot of pride in this, and I love when people order it. We just juiced our Asian pears, locally grown. These are from Pennsylvania, and then some lemon, because it acts almost like a stabilizer. If I did straight Asian pear, it would have a texture like baby food. I think like after you eat a pizza, it's nice to have something that isn't like carb-based or wheat-based. It's nice to have something that's lighter and kind of cuts it, and it's a great way to end your meal. I can't wait for you guys to try this.
Pizza and
So
ice cream, yo. He doing it big. He doing it the right way. I'm telling you, listen, if I go to New York, I'm gonna be eating good. I'm eating good. You know what I'm saying? Every video that y'all seen, food-wise, has been in New York. And I don't know if that's on purpose or on accident. But listen, though. I need to go to New York and experience the foodie culture out there because, listen, they doing it the correct way.
So this is all refrigeration around it. So it's freezing it as it's spinning it. And then the design of the paddle and everything is perfect. And that's how it's able to spin it and put just enough air into it. And it makes an incredible texture. You guys can see, so that's what we just poured in, and it's still total liquid right now. So we're gonna use that little air valve to open it and keep checking and see like when we get to the right consistency. Now it's turning into what looks like an ice cream or a sorbetto. So now it's pretty much ready. Every fruit gives you a little bit different consistency, so we don't use any stabilizers. So here it is, making it every single day fresh. That like really goes a long way in the texture of it, the taste, and the experience for the guests. So now we're gonna make the cremolata. So this is, again, so simple. It's almost like an in-between texturally of like American ice cream, gelato, and Italian ice. It's like a little bit lighter, a little bit more milky.
The only gelato I know is, that's the only gelato I know.
There is no egg in it. I like simple flavors, and then I like to keep pushing on that and figure out how to make it better, cleaner, simpler, and still be like really amazing, and people love it. The same thing with as a sorbetto, directly in the machine. So it's almost ready. We're about to finish up our cremolata. We're gonna get it out of the machine. This is the consistency that I'm looking for, and the texture is really good. So here I have some finely ground Sicilian almonds, and it just gives it a really cool texture. And then we serve it with like our house whipped cream and a tiny little slice of orange peel from Cafe Sicilia in Noto, which is like, he makes the best candied orange peel on earth. It basically tastes like the best vanilla soft serve ever. That's it, ice cream's done. Now we're just gonna put this in the freezer. One of my team members is gonna roast the peppers in the oven, and then our front of the house is gonna show up pretty soon, and then they're gonna start setting up the dining room, and then we're gonna do pre-shift around 4:30. All right, time for my burrito. See you later.
At Lay's, we know baking is caring. So Lay's Baked Crisps are crafted with farm-grown potatoes, unforgettable flavors, and 50% less fat than baked to perfection with olive oil. Lay's Baked Crisps, baked with care.
Oh my
Saving
God. Yo,
money
I be
feels
trying to
right.
keep it
Just
composed.
like when things are packed tidy and tight.
Yo, I be trying to keep it composed with these videos, man. But they be really grinding my gears, these ads, bro. Let's get back to the video. Pre-shift meeting.
Okay, it's 4:30. We're gonna do pre-shift real quick before we open at 5. Come on. Hey, how you guys doing? Good, okay. Try to make your movements through the room as efficient as possible. If you're going to the back to get a fork, make sure on your way you're clearing a table, you're engaging with a guest, you're just maximizing those kind of movements. Every single thing in the restaurant is your responsibility, from the front door to the back door, other than making pizza. The whole restaurant is yours to worry about, okay? And that's it. If you have any questions, just always ask me. Cool, thank you guys. We just finished with our pre-shift. It's 5 o'clock. We have a line outside. I'm gonna go get changed. We're gonna start making some pizzas.
Yeah, dude, he does every day.
So we're back here in the pizza station. Our system is designed as I'm opening the pies and building them, and Sean is putting the pizzas in the oven and taking them out. It's just the two of us back here tonight, and it's really all about like just efficiency and being able to move in this space together and have everything in its right place. Because as you can see, we have to move really quick or the dough's gonna stick to the counter and then they're gonna rip, they're gonna get holes in them. He won't be able to get them in the oven, so we need to be really fast. We have our spolvero, which is this special flour that's
Hey,
like,
listen, it's go time, you know what I'm saying? People want their pizza, you know what I'm saying? It's ready. Yo, listen, W meeting. He got everybody on the same page. Let's get it done.
the semolina, but it's milled specifically for working on the counter, and that's what we use to help slide this super wet dough in and out of the oven. The dough is extremely delicate. You can't slap it around. I'm never gonna touch the edges. And if you push on it, you're gonna deflate the air out of it and it might not come back in the oven. I always wanna create as much air in the dough as possible and have it really come out looking wild like a piece of nature. And so I have all my ingredients lined up in bowls in the order of kind of the way that I top the pizzas, and I just work down through the line. So the toppings are really basic and really focused on the highest quality ingredients, super simple. These tomatoes are like 3 times the price of what people think good tomatoes are. They're hand harvested, they're sweet, but they're also acidic. They taste a little bit like a green fruit. This is the spoon that we've made every single pizza with in 30 years. Sauce is nice today. Yeah, the cheese is really nice. Everything's nice. Today, I think we're gonna have like 135 pizzas. We've never not sold out. And it's been 6 years. So we opened up about a half an hour ago and we've almost already made 20 pizzas.
There you
To
go.
open it and top it, just one is probably like a minute. And to bake it, it's like max 2 minutes. We don't have a
Really?
kitchen printer.
Yo, that's like a really good turnaround time, like to make the pizzas like 2 minutes. That's crazy.
Back here, and I did that purposefully because I want the servers to come back and engage with us. Because the idea is we want to know what's going on, we want them to know what's going on, and so there's a lot of communication. We only cook 3 pizzas at a time maximum ever, and then once we start and we start landing them, that becomes the spots for the night, and that's where you always land them. But then once they set, we pick them up and move them a little bit around to kind of get the bottom even. The flakes that we throw in that we keep under the oven is a really ancient technique from Naples, and what it does is it creates a boost in the temperature in the oven, but a very slight boost. It's kind of like a little bit of like a thermostat adjustment for the oven. The goal being that we cook the pizza as fast as possible with it still being fully cooked. So when Sean's sliding the pizza in, and you're gonna set it down like that, and then you quickly pull it out from under it. And the idea is to get it out so that the pizza goes on in a completely perfect circle. It takes a lot of practice. The nuances of when it comes out great is connected to these movements. So I think that's kind of it for tonight.
Nah, W video. Round of applause to this guy. Round of applause to what you got going on over there, chat. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, it's like a real science. I found myself just engaged with it, you know what I'm saying? Just intrigued with his whole little process, like the way he was going about it, chat. You know what I'm saying? Real informative. I can't lie. Like, you know. So with this next video that we got going on for the reactions is how does Formula One teams actually make money? Formula One. Come on now.
A single F1 car costs more than this entire house to build. And yet every race weekend, drivers slam these multi-million-dollar machines into walls at 200+ miles an hour. And some teams...
Now, y'all know my favorite movie, you know what I'm saying, that came out in 2025 was F1, Formula One. Come on now.
will spend up to $400 million a year knowing they're probably never even going to win. Is this some sick, twisted game that billionaires like to play by burning their cash to just feel alive again? Or is there an actual economic incentive to owning, sponsoring, and running an F1 team? I wanted to find out. So today, we're digging into one of the most expensive, exclusive, and fascinating business operations in all of sports, Formula One.
Formula One.
Let me take you back to May 19th, 1996. In Monte Carlo, a heavy rain has just let up as Michael Schumacher takes his place at pole position. When the green lights go out, chaos erupts. Within the first lap, 3 cars had crashed. 5 laps later, 8 cars were now out of the race, and they continued to drop like flies throughout the 75 laps, both into the walls and into each other. By the end, there were only 3 cars left to cross the finish line. And this was happening all while the team owners and sponsors watched their multi-million-dollar investments get smashed to bits all day while sitting on...
Yo, imagine watching Formula One on a yacht. Something to aspire to.
Their yachts in the marina. But that's the risk these teams take every race weekend. So the question is, why would anyone think that this 200-mile-per-hour financial roller coaster would be a smart business decision? The 1996 Monaco Grand Prix shows just how high stakes the world of Formula One is. But behind the crashes in Champagne is one of the most complex businesses in the world. And to understand if a guy like me could actually start a team of my own, we need to follow the money. So first, let's take a look at the Formula One group, the commercial business behind the entire sport. In 2024, the F1 group generated $3.65 billion in revenue. And keep in mind that this doesn't have anything to do with money coming from the teams. This is purely revenue driven through the F1 brand.
Wow.
So where does this $3.65 billion even come from? Well, like the perfect pit stop, F1's revenue has 4 key components. First off, we have broadcasting, which makes up the largest chunk and sits at about 33% of the total revenue, which is roughly $1.2 billion. This includes TV networks and streaming platforms around the world paying huge fees for the rights to show the races on their channels. The next chunk of revenue is driven by race hosting fees, which makes up about 29%.
Monaco, Las Vegas. I'm pretty sure somewhere in Italy, somewhere I forget the name, but I just know Monaco and Las Vegas because I want to go to Monaco and I also want to go to Las Vegas.
Of the overall pie. Race circuit owners or local governments will pay anywhere from $15 to $60 million per year for the privilege of hosting a Grand Prix. And lately, with the newer venues that are backed by government money, like the races that we've seen in the Middle East, are often paying the highest fees. Next, we have global sponsors.
I forgot about the Middle East, you know what I'm saying? Places like Saudi Arabia and things like that, you know what I'm saying? Dubai. Come on.
Which make up for another 15 to 20% of the overall revenue. These are the brands we see plastered all over the racetracks, like Pirelli, Heineken, and Aramco, who all pay big money to be associated with the F1 brand. The remainder of the revenue comes from hospitality packages, merchandise licensing, and F1's digital platforms like F1 TV. But here's the interesting part of all of this. Formula One doesn't actually keep all of the money that they generate. In fact, about 38% of the total revenue, which is around $1.2 billion in 2023, gets distributed across the 10 teams. This distribution is governed by the Concord Agreement, which is a hush-hush contract between F1, the teams, and the sports governing body, the FIA. But that distribution isn't exactly an everyone gets 10% of the pie type situation. No, because that would be way too easy. Instead, the money is distributed by how well each team does at the end of the season, and also how long your team has been in Formula One. So a team like Ferrari, who has been in the sport the longest, gets to add additional historical bonuses to their distribution, which means that if you're Ferrari or Mercedes, you might get over $150 million in prize money, while a team at the back of the pack might only get 60 to 70 million. And that sounds like a lot, until you realize how much it actually costs to run one of these teams. You see, prior to 2021, there were actually no rules on how much an F1 team could spend. So the bigger teams could just dump as much money as possible into their team, hoping that they would win. And that number often got up to as high as $400 to $500 million, with the budget being split across a few key things in each team. The first, and obviously most expensive, was the car itself. Hundreds of engineers work on the cars, and they spend millions on...
I seen Oracle on that car. Hold on, let me go back.
$400 to $500 million, with the budget being split across a few key things.
You gotta pay attention to the money.
Obviously, most expensive.
You gotta pay attention to the money. I see Red Bull on that car. I see Oracle. I see Honda. Come on now. I see Mobil. You know, so that's a gas station. I see Oracle. That's a data company. Come on now. That's the cloud. Red Bull. We watched a video the other day on how Red Bull got into F1. Come on now. Let's connect the dots.
Car itself. Hundreds of engineers work on the cars, and they spend millions on research and development to gain even a tiny performance advantage. Every piece of the car is purpose-built, and every car that comes off the line is a prototype, often with one-of-one components. Included in the car are the actual power units, more specifically the highly complex, technically superior F1 hybrid engines. If you're a team like Haas, who buys the engine from a manufacturer like Mercedes or Ferrari, you can expect to spend about $15 million per year for your engine. Then we have the people it takes to run the team. Most of the top teams will employ anywhere from 800 to 1,200 people, while that number sits a little closer to 300 to 400 at the smaller teams. You also have to factor in logistics to transport your traveling circus all over the world across 24 races and shipping replacement parts and upgrades from the factory to the team throughout the year. So as you can imagine, those costs can easily spiral out of control. And we haven't even mentioned the guys that are willing to jump into these death traps and drive them at their maximum speed, the drivers. Rookie contracts are typically around $500,000 per year, and these salaries can run as high as $55 to $60 million per year for drivers like Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. In fact, the spending war got so out of control that in 2021, Formula One had to hit the brakes by rolling out a budget cap. For the first time in the sport's history, the teams were limited on how much they could spend. It started at $145 million in 2021 and has since then dropped to $135 million per year in spending. But now you might be thinking, how are teams like Red Bull supposed to even keep the lights on if nearly 40% of their budget cap is spent on their driver salary, and we haven't even mentioned the top executives like Christian Horner and their pay? Well, that is where we need to read the fine print. Within the budget cap, there are some special callouts that provide some wiggle room for the big dogs to continue spending more than everybody else. Specifically, things not included in the cost cap are expenses involving the driver's salary, the 3 highest paid executives, the marketing costs, and a few other expenses. So while the cost cap has helped level the playing field somewhat, the biggest teams still have significant advantages through their established infrastructure and the ability to spend unlimited amounts in the uncapped areas. Which brings us to a very interesting question. How do smaller teams even compete? Well, as with—
So it seemed like to me the only thing that's capped is like I want to say like everything involving like the car and like the driver. Everything else like free game.
any business challenge, the smaller you are, the more creative you have to be. Let's look at the Haas F1 team as an example. When they entered F1 in 2016, they took a completely different approach. Instead of building everything themselves, they bought as many of the car components as the rules would allow from Ferrari. This model allowed them to operate with less than 250 employees when they started, which is a fraction of what the top teams have. Other teams like Williams have survived through technical partnerships, drivers bringing in sponsorship money, and becoming incredibly efficient at allocating cash across the business. So what does that mean for a guy like me? If I were a billionaire with a lot of money just burning a hole in my pocket, could I just set up shop and start an F1 team? Not exactly. First, to even get a spot on pit row, you need to pay an anti-dilution fee of about $200 million. And this goes directly to the existing teams to compensate them for reduced.
Oh my God, this is just to get a seat at the table. You ain't even won anything. 200 million just to what? Huh? 200 million just to play around, and it's 200 million going to the other teams? Oh,
their share of the prize money we talked about earlier. Then you'll need the facilities to actually run the team. This includes your factory, design offices, racing simulators, and possibly a wind tunnel if you've got the cash. That will run you another $100 to $200 million. To build your first car, you're looking at about $100 to $150 million. And definitely don't forget the staffing, equipment, and operating expenses you're gonna need on hand for at least 2 years before you get any significant prize money. That all means that before you've even seen your car roll onto a racetrack, you've spent nearly $500 million on this thing. This explains the drama surrounding the Andretti Cadillac bid to join F1. Even with American racing royalty and General Motors backing them, the new team was forced to make multiple concessions throughout the negotiations, including removing.
Now, I did hear that the Cadillac is now a part of the F1 family,
Mario Andretti himself from the team. And it's even reported that they were forced to pay a $450 million anti-dilution fee to the other teams. It's like the world's most exclusive country club raising their membership fee as soon as a new member application is dropped at the door. But we have to remember that this isn't just purely about racing anymore. This is about protecting a multi-billion-dollar franchise. And now that we know how teams can spend the money, let's talk about how they actually make money. Because surely these people aren't just burning hundreds of millions of dollars a year just for the sake of racing or for fun. There has to be some business incentive. First off, the prize money that we talked about earlier. In case you haven't noticed, that doesn't cover much of anything in this sport. The real money comes through sponsorships. At the top, you have your title sponsorship packages that give the sponsoring company naming rights to the team. These contracts can reach as high as $50 to $100 million per year. For example, it's reported that Oracle pays Red Bull $100 million per year as their title partner. Then major sponsorships in the best positions on the car can cost between 10 to 30 million per year, with smaller logos ranging from 1 to 5 million and the smallest of the stickers running around $500,000.
Really?
No one goes to Hank's for his spreadsheet. He doesn't sell them.
But what most people don't realize is that the true value of sponsoring an F1 team doesn't actually come from seeing your logo zip around a track. Instead, it's all about what happens behind the pit. This is the Paddock Club, and it's F1's exclusive hospitality.
Yo, I seen this in the movie too. Like, you know what I'm saying, about like this is where all the people that's not, you know what I'm saying, that's not in the pit, or like the suits. You know what I'm gonna say? These are where the suits are.
Area where companies bring clients, make deals, and network with other major corporations. A single weekend pass will cost you thousands.
So it's like a big networking event, and the entertainment is the cars crashing into each other.
Of dollars, and many business deals worth millions are made there over race weekends. This is especially valuable for these B2B companies like tech firms, consulting companies, and financial services who aren't marketing to everyday consumers like
They got Tom Cruise out there.
You and me, which just adds to the lure of the F1 weekend. By sponsoring a car and getting to close deals worth hundreds of millions of dollars, all while watching your investment zip around a track at 200 miles an hour, that $50 million sticker doesn't look too bad anymore. But this still brings us back to our big question. Can an F1 team be profitable, or are they just burning cash for fun? Well, historically, most teams operated at a loss, mainly supported by wealthy owners or automotive manufacturers who just viewed this whole thing as one big marketing expense. But with the new budget cap in place, the landscape has adapted, and teams are now finding ways to turn their marketing side projects into profitable, somewhat sustainable businesses. In fact, in 2023, the Mercedes F1 team reported an £83.8 million profit, and it's reported that Ferrari's F1 operation is believed to be profitable, as well as McLaren Racing that went from a £9 million loss in 2022 to a profit of over £12.9 million in 2023, which means that between the budget cap, increased revenue from F1's audience growth, and better management, some teams have made profitability a possible outcome, but it's definitely not guaranteed. Besides profitability, the jump in F1 viewership has led to a lot of changes around the paddock. Since Liberty Media bought F1 in 2017 and expanded their viewership through new races and most notably Netflix's docuseries Drive to Survive, every team in the paddock has seen their valuation skyrocket, with the average value of an F1 team in 2024 sitting at nearly $2.31 billion, and Ferrari and Mercedes at the top of the list worth $4.78 billion and $3.94 billion. Even Little Williams Racing, which was acquired by Doralton Capital in 2020 for about $180 million, is now valued at nearly $1.24 billion. That's an almost 600% return on an investment in just a few years. And what looked like a risky bet on a struggling backmarker team now seems like financial genius. This also explains why the teams are so against adding new teams in and upsetting the current status quo.
Because I feel like now that we profitable, now people Cadillac, now people come knocking on the door. You know what I'm saying? When we was burning money all them years ago, everybody was looking like, how is this profitable? Now, you know what I'm saying, they see the champagne, they see the profitable movies, the profitable races, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, now everybody want to be involved, huh? Ain't that the way of the world? Everybody want to latch on when it's going good.
Worked hard to transform the massive expense that is motor racing into tangible, valuable franchise assets. Looking towards the future, F1 is pursuing multiple new factors of growth, specifically F1 TV, gaming, and social media collaborations, which are meant to bring in a younger audience all over the world. They're also experimenting with self-promotion of their own races, like the Las Vegas Grand Prix, which would allow F1 to capture all the event-related revenue rather than just the hosting fee. Yet, the ever-present question of is Formula One actually a good business remains. And like many questions in business, the answer is it depends. For Liberty Media, this has been a phenomenal investment. After purchasing Formula One for $4.6 billion in 2017 at a valuation of $8 billion, they've almost quadrupled their investment, with the most recent valuation of F1 coming in at $30 billion in value. For the individual teams themselves, it's a little more complicated. The biggest teams with manufacturer backing or wealthy owners can leverage F1 marketing, technology development, and brand building beyond just direct profitability of the team. Smaller, independent teams face a tougher road, but with the budget cap and growing valuations, even they can potentially operate sustainably and build some equity value, even if annual profits remain slim. So, could I start an F1 team? Technically, yes, but not without close to $1 billion in cash, years of building and development, and a brutal fight against a system that is almost built to keep newcomers out. Because Formula One isn't just for motorsport. It's becoming a masterclass in turning burning cash into building empires. These teams have transformed from passionate racing projects into global entertainment franchises worth billions of dollars. And while I might not be joining the grid anytime soon, understanding the business that makes those $1 million crashes possible makes the races that much more enjoyable to watch. If you thought this was interesting, check out this video on venture capital. Another world where failing 80% of the time somehow.
Round of applause to this video also. You feel me? Yo, listen, I'm telling you, we got some good reacts. We got some good reacts, chat. We got some good reacts, huh? We got some good reacts. That was, 2 W videos back to back. Let's see who's looking like, chat. Now, for this final video, this video is saying how the East was supposed to be historically bad. Let's go ahead and get into it, chat.
I made a video titled "The Complete Collapse of the Eastern Conference." That's because at the time, the East looked absolutely abysmal, especially compared to the West. Jason Tatum towards Achilles, Tyrese Halliburton towards Achilles, Dame towards Achilles, the Giannis thing seemed to be over, and the East at that time, it simply looked as bad as it's probably ever looked. Now we know the East has always been significantly worse than the West. Look at this article in 2004 by Bill Simmons breaking down this exact thing. But again, it looked like it reached an all-time low with all of our best stars basically gone. But nah, this year, the East has been surprisingly good.
Yo, the East got...
Let's be real.
The East got a few solid teams.
In my opinion,
the East got a few solid teams.
And even out West.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
probably have 3 real legitimate contenders. Oklahoma City, San Antonio surprisingly, and
who the third contender? Maybe the Timberwolves. I'm trying to think. The Nuggets looking pretty good. Oh, the Houston Rockets number 3 though, but nah.
Denver, who has problems,
Yeah.
but they have the best player. Teams like Minnesota, the Lakers, the Rockets, they're good, but they have glaring holes.
Yeah.
And in the Eastern Conference, I'm sorry.
The Eastern Conference, I'm going to tell you who the top 4 teams in the Eastern Conference. The top 1 team is the Celtics. They got Jason Tatum back. That's number 1, huh? That's problem number uno. Number 2, the team they got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, the Knicks. The Knicks. Yeah, I said it, the Knicks. Number 3 would be these Detroit Pistons with Cade Cunningham and Jalen Durham. You know what I'm saying? Duran. Whatever. Hey, listen, you catch my drift, huh? So I said the Celtics. I said the Pistons. I also said who else? The Knicks, and the last team will actually be the Cavaliers. Those are 4 teams in the East that's like they contending. You know what I'm saying? They'll meet each other deep in the playoffs, and we'll see from there.
Detroit, I respect them. I respect Cade. I respect Jalen Duren. I respect their wins, but they feel like an overachieving team. I believe just like out West.
They only overachieving because they got the defense. You know what I'm saying? They got young players too. They got the defense. They just need somebody else. I don't know if it'll be a big man. I don't know if it'll be a wing because Cade is a point guard, but he is really like the size of like a small forward. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What more they'll need? I think they may need a little bit more of an offensive punch because if Cade not going or Jalen, you know what I'm saying, not going, even though Jalen Duren was an all-star and he from Memphis, so he always got my support, huh? He always got my support. You know what I'm saying? Just a few more tweaks.
You have 3 real contenders. Cleveland, who I am shaky about, James Harden's playoff history and his hand. New York, who I'm also shaky about, but they do have the experience.
Yep.
And the Boston Celtics, who I'm favoring. But the East this year, and most definitely their future, it looks way brighter than anybody really could have imagined.
I forgot Anthony Davis over there with the Wizards.
About the Charlotte Hornets. And I'm sorry for anybody
the Charlotte Hornets been hooping lately. You know what I'm saying?
that didn't see it. It got struck instantly. But basically the gist of that video.
EVE Online is evolving.
Was how surprisingly great and fast Charlotte's rebuild has been, and how it really can't be ignored.
I feel like,
bro, I've accepted
what we're seeing now, chat. What we're seeing now in the NBA is that these young teams are taking over, chat. These young squads are taking over because they got depth, they got fresh legs. Teams like the Pistons, teams like the Charlotte Hornets, you know what I'm saying? Even a young team, they just seasoned, you know what I'm saying? They just seasoned veterans because they got in the game, you know what I'm saying? Like in their early 20s, like, you know what I'm saying? Even like, because they still young all-stars are the Celtics. Like, you feel me? They theoretically young all-stars, you know what I'm saying? Like the other day I seen something to where Jaylen Brown been in the league, you know what I'm saying? I want to say going on 10 years. That's crazy to me, but it makes sense. It makes sense, though.
LaMelo's always going to play like this. He does play like he has headphones on. It's never going to be the most efficient basketball. He takes a lot of 3-pointers. His signature shot is a one-legged 3, which I've never seen. But playing beside the right talent like he is now, you can maximize his abilities. Dude still is a 6'7", 6'8" point guard that can pass, can shoot. It just looks crazy and funky and you got to get used to it. But playing beside Conka Nipple, maybe the most automatic, fundamentally sound rookie maybe of the damn century, who to me feels like he connected this team. Brandon Miller, who I know they're thinking God they got instead of Scoot Henderson. That actually was the topic back then. And now they actually play solid team defense, and they're one of the best rebounding teams of this century. That's no exaggeration. If you look at the rebound differential since 2000, they're up there with some of the best Steven Adams teams ever. That recipe of a sniping-ass backcourt, a team that defends collectively well, and they grab rebounds ferociously, that can win in the Eastern Conference. I'm not going to sit here and fake like Miami has a chance to do really anything. I'm not. But they do have a pretty fun team that defends extremely well. They do have Tyler Hero back, who's quietly averaging a 50-40-90 season. They do have a well-experienced coach, a well-documented culture, and rugged-ass players that are experienced. Andrew Wiggins has won an NBA championship. Norman Powell has won an NBA championship. Tyler Hero and Bam, they've been in multiple NBA finals. So, you know, they do lack top-tier talent, but they have experience, and they're winning. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to fake like I believe in Toronto, who can't shoot threes, or Orlando, who also can't shoot threes, and I don't really believe in their best player. Detroit, again, they really can't shoot threes, and that's why I can't wrap my mind around them doing anything relevant in May or June. But these teams are fun, solid, and they're way better than I even thought they would be. The Knicks this year, they feel a bit weird. Like a part of me feels a bit disappointed only because of what the Eastern Conference looked like when the season first started. Yes, I know they swapped coaches and they had to iron some stuff out. But with Boston not having Jason Tatum for the majority of the year, Cleveland falling off a bit and not looking as strong as they did at least with Darius Garland at the beginning of the year, and Indiana, the last two teams, or the team that sent them home the last 2 years, I thought New York would be a little bit more dominant. You can't really...
Indiana had a crazy year last year. Oh my gosh.
Say they fell off or they took a step back too much, because winning percentage wise, they're on pace to win more games this year than their previous 2 years. Their team has a top 3 offense and a top 7 defense. They have multiple 5-game winning streaks on their resume this year. Cat isn't shooting as well as he normally does, but they're one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league as far as volume and 3-point percentage.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, Chad. Like when the Knicks play, I watch. I ain't gonna lie. Like when the Knicks play, I watch.
For the most part, when they beat teams like they just beat Denver in Denver, they blast them. In wins this year, the Knicks, they're only behind OKC and Charlotte in point differentials per game. But I don't know, it still feels like it's something about New York that's hard for me to trust in the playoffs. Maybe it's Brunson's defense and Cat's cement feet against Indiana in those playoffs last year. Maybe it's because Jason Tatum came back, even though they were up 3-1 against a healthy Jason Tatum last year in the playoffs. It's still kind of hard for me to trust Detroit simply because they can't shoot, but they blasted New York all 3 times. The Knicks do have some impressive wins on their resume. They beat the Spurs twice. They blasted Denver. They beat Boston twice. You know, Jason Tatum wasn't there. They beat Cleveland twice without James Harden. But this last month of the season, where their schedule is pretty easy, they should be fighting and clawing for that second seed. The Cavaliers, as much as I respected Darius Garland, he was actually there before Donovan. It was just time to move on. Now Cleveland with James Harden, they're 8-2, and their 2 losses have been against OKC, granted without Shea or Jalen Williams, and Boston with Tatum back. James Harden is playing with the fracture in his right hand's thumb. It's not his shooting hand, but it's still a bit concerning. But so far, in a pretty decent sample size, James Harden has been great with Cleveland.
Like I really been paying attention to this Cleveland team as well. Like they played earlier today. I think they played the Orlando Magic and things like that. I just like to see, you know, it's in that backcourt of James Harden and Donovan Mitchell do their thing. Like I feel like that's all world. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Adidas for making it happen.
Shooting the ball extremely well gives them a real point guard with size that can create for himself when need be and everyone else. Jared Allen is averaging like a 20 and 10 stat line with James Harden. Donovan Mitchell has one of the best net ratings alongside James Harden. Evan Mobley has the best net rating beside James Harden. So for me, a team that seemed like they were trending a bit.
He a grizzled vet that elevate everybody. Like I told y'all that was gonna happen.
In the wrong direction, at least from where they were last year. Also, it looked even worse when you look at their cap situation and the fact that they were well above the second apron. Now, with a seamless fitting James Harden, they made one of the most impactful trades of the deadline, probably the most impactful trade. And even though, I'm gonna be honest, it's still hard for me to trust James Harden. I'm sorry, I've seen it so many times. I did like their chances a lot better before Jason Tatum got back to the conference, but if they can get this version of James Harden for the most part, they can and should be a legitimate.
I think this version of James Harden is different because he's not tasked with doing it all. That's why I hope Donovan Mitchell is healthy and James Harden is healthy going into these playoffs, because I think with someone as dynamic as Donovan Mitchell, James Harden could win a championship, y'all. I'm telling y'all, like Donovan Mitchell, he was doing. I done seen Donovan Mitchell go for 40, dunking on niggas, and he ain't looking tired at all. He could go for a Spider one of them ones. He been one of them ones back when he was in Utah. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Threat to at least make the NBA Finals. In Boston, this has been one of the most impressive.
Yo, let me tell you about this nigga Jaylen Brown, chat. I ain't gonna lie. I remember seeing Jaylen Brown, you know what I'm saying, back at Cal, you know what I'm saying, even back when he was in Atlanta, hooping for Willer and things like that. Jaylen Brown, yo, he is one of the most skilled players in the NBA right now. How'd I say it? Listen, how'd I tell you, chat? Jaylen Brown cold as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. Probably one of my favorite players to watch besides Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Like, the man surgical with this shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. And what he did for having the Celtics number 2, they either number 2 or number 3. But I really feel like they number 2. And for Tatum to come back with them, like, he put everything on his back. He put the backpack on. He like, come on, let's go. He having an MVP season, one of them ones. Shout out Jaylen Brown. 7-4-1. Let's talk about it.
Surprising seasons that I've seen in a long time.
Facts.
Maybe that's a bit too far because I didn't see Indiana doing what they did last year or even Miami doing what they did 2-3 years ago, whatever it was. But in the regular season, nobody's seen this coming, bro. This team lost Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, who's been like the glue guy for him for like 10 years, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown had knee surgery in June. Besides, Joe Mazzulla.
Knee surgery? See, I ain't know that.
Maybe. Who the hell seen them possibly being the first seed in the conference? Detroit. They on y'all ass.
Facts.
And Detroit's been slipping. They just lost 4 straight. And before Jason Tatum even came back, bro, this team just has talent and they have championship metal. Peyton Pritchard, he just goes into these tunnel vision shot creation modes for himself where he just can get a bucket and you have to let him do it because he can actually do it. It's going to go down now because Jason Tatum is back and he's going to take some of these shots. But when Peyton Pritchard shoots 15 shots this year, they're 23-4. Kata, he's this gigantic presence that feels like he just came out of nowhere. I didn't even see him coming, and he plays very well in the Florida offense. I love that Jason Tatum came back and instantly tried to feature him even more. And for a team that shoots a lot of three-pointers still, he gives them instant easy offense with his size inside. And defensively, he's just a great rim protector for a team that already has great defensive wings. Since February 1st, the Celtics have the best defensive rating and the best record in the league.
But Jaylen Brown's going to take up about 30 to 35% of your cap over the life of this deal. That's what matters here, is percentage of cap, not raw dollars. I don't think he's quite good enough for that to work.
It's so crazy looking back at 2021 and 2022 and 2023 when Jaylen Brown got that Supermax contract. And some people, including myself, and most definitely the media,
bro, don't sleep, bro. Yo, Jaylen Brown, one of them ones, chat. One of them ones. Come on.
Is Jaylen Brown a Supermax player?
Yes.
Does he deserve a Supermax contract? Should this team actually have 2 Supermax players? Should they explore possibly moving Jaylen Brown, maybe for Dame, maybe for Kevin Durant? Man, all those conversations look so damn idiotic now.
Facts.
Man, look, you got a homegrown talent. He's been there longer than Tatum. He's a two-way player that's experienced, an NBA Finals MVP, and he's a dog. It hasn't been just Jaylen Brown this year. We know that. Joe Mazzulla has coached his ass off. With more reps this year, they've discovered talent with Gonzalez and Shireman and Garza. So yes, we know it's not just Jaylen Brown, but without your...
And I feel like that's what I respect about Jaylen Brown too. Like all the criticism and stuff like that, he just put his head down and he worked and he proved himself every single time. He proved himself every single time. He put his head down and he worked. 7-4-1. That shit is a lifestyle. I'm telling y'all, chat.
5-6 times straight All-NBA player Jason Tatum. This man basically gives you 37-5 in his absence and wins 64% of his games? Yes, he's worth every single penny. Yes, he's a Supermax player. Yes, who cares who's exactly better, but he does feel like the heart and soul of that team. And for me at least, they feel like the favorites coming out of the East. And most of it is because of what Jaylen Brown did in Batman's absence. If you guys like this video, let me know in the comment section.
W video. W video. W video, W stream, W video, W stream. Come on now, chat. W video, W stream, chat. W. But just know, when you hear this sound, that this has been a W stream. Even though I couldn't stream on TikTok, even though SE Live trying to stop me from multi-streaming, we continue to progress. We continue to go, chat. I appreciate everybody for rocking with me. YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and I'm going to see y'all soon.
The marvelous thing.